What's up, everybody? My name is Bill from BillandSonia.org. Of course, we have a podcast called Love Therapy. We got a question or two that came in. I'll get right to it. My husband told me he's leaving if I don't change. What exactly does that mean if I don't change? Did you ask him what that means? If I don't change. So I change depends. Is it physically change? Emotionally change for him? Here is my theory. When a spouse asks you to change, and you change for him or her, they will always find things to keep changing, to ask you to keep changing. You'll never live up to that expectation of what they want from you. So when somebody says, you know what, I had an expectation of you prior to us marrying, and now that we are married, would you change? Would you tweak this or tweak that for me? If that person changes for you, and you and you're not, and let's say okay, example. Let's say your spouse says, you know what? When we met, you were 125. You were a Coke bottle, and after you had the baby, you kind of, everything didn't pop back like it used to pop. It didn't snap back. That's, you know, women. That's nothing to hold over a woman's head. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of selfish. Give that woman time to get to the gym, to start eating right, get on back on her protein shakes and all that. It'll come around. Baby weight is hard to get. Baby weight is hard to shed. You just can't shed baby weight in 5 days. It took you 9 months to put it on, and you wanted to get it off in 2 weeks. So I think give grace. Give that woman grace to get that off, okay? Listen, I say like this. The way you met that person, if you met her in the strip club, if you met him and he was a weed head, then you changing, the chances of you changing that behavior is slim to none. So here's the thing. If you marry that dope head, if you marry that stripper, they're going to be a stripper. If you marry that person who likes to smoke weed on Saturdays, he going to smoke weed on Saturdays. So enough of these women and these men thinking, I'm going to marry this person and I'm going to change them to my will, how I think they should be. What you need to do is you need to go into these relationships knowing what you have. Go into these relationships knowing that this is who this person is. The old saying goes, when a person shows you who they are, you need to believe them because that's who they are. Do not, and let me say this, for that person on this side, believing they need to change for their spouse, what happens if you say, okay, I need to change XYZ so they won't leave me or so they will appreciate me better? What happens if you do that change, make that adjustment, and you get mad at them? Y'all fall out. Now that change you did for them, you decide, you know what? I know I told you I was gonna do this, but I'm gonna go back to where I used to be because I was comfortable the way I used to be. Only reason why I did it was because of you. Make changes that will, one, better you. You have to be comfortable with who you are. Be comfortable with who you are. Make changes to better yourself. You can't make changes based off of what somebody else wants from you. Because the minute you fail, now not only did you fail them, you failed us. Make changes based off of what your wants, what you feel comfortable doing. Now, what I'm not saying is if the change will better our relationship. Make changes to better the marriage or relationship. Yeah, that part.